3 years of marriage. Adrian and I are a plastic couple who sleep in separate rooms. After one particularly underwhelming intimacy session, I got up to head back to my own room. Then I suddenly heard the mental meltdown hidden under his ice-cold voice. She's leaving already. We haven't done it in a month, and that was only half an hour. Next monthly duty's going to be pushed back another month again. Whoever made this dumb rule. I can't keep living like this. I whipped around, stunned, and met his utterly calm eyes. The sound had come from inside his head. My bargain bin husband looks like he's finally growing a brain. Or maybe a lovesick one. My phone screen glowed. Maggie's deadline pings popping up in a frantic parade. I leaned against the headboard, thumbs flying as I fired back. You rushing me to my death. Even a factory mule gets to breathe. The water shut off. The bathroom door opened. Adrian stepped out in nothing but a towel, hair dripping, the V of his abs vanishing under the fold. Sexy as hell. He flicked me a glance, probably checking whether his co-op partner was still logged on. Shall we? He asked. Quick and painless. I hit the lock button and tossed the phone aside. What followed was identical to every other time in the last 3 years. A dry routine. Silence. Tonight's Cambridge. When it was over, he stood, same as always, and walked to the bathroom to clean up. I kneaded my sore legs, grabbed my robe, and was ready to slip back to my room barefoot and finish my draft. She's leaving already. We haven't done it in a month, and that was only half an hour. The voice barged into my skull, whiny and wronged. I just bought that handmade Italian silk pajama set and she didn't even look. I staggered, catching the nightstand so I didn't faceplant. Has Maggie's nagging literally driven me insane? I spun around, mouth open. Adrian's back was to me inside the shower stall. Fogged glass. Water drumming, nothing else. Must be exhaustion. I slapped my cheeks and reached for the door handle. Next monthly duties, pushed another month. Who invented this rule? Life's unbearable. It hit me again. Heartbroken. Verging on teary. I froze, slowly craning my neck toward the blurred tall silhouette behind the glass. Adrian, is that you talking inside your head? Ha! For 3 years we've played respectful, frosty business partners. Was the whole thing fake? The water stopped. The door slid open, steam rolling out. Adrian emerged, ends of his hair still dripping, face as coldly celibate as ever, complete opposite of the screaming drama queen in his skull. Seeing me planted there like an idiot, he raised a brow. Something wrong? Why is she still here? Has she finally noticed my charm? Did I level up my performance just now? He toweled his hair, expressionless, brushing past me. If not, get some rest. I gawked. First time I realized this handsome mug might hide a colossal goofball. Nothing, I managed, fighting for casual. I pointed at his sculpted torso and words slipped out unfiltered. Your new pajamas are quite unique. He looked down at his bare chest and the towel knotted at his waist. She asked. She noticed. Why now, though? I'm basically naked. The reveal is supposed to happen when I'm lounging in silk. Artfully unbuttoned, every script says so. My pajamas are in the closet, he said evenly, ears turning pink. Me, Adrian's and my marriage is textbook family arranged. Mutual back scratching. My family's dinky factory was circling the drain. His and my grandpa were war buddies. One drunk night, they pointed at my mom's belly and declared, if it's a girl, she's marrying our grandson. 20 plus years later the two old commanders shoved our heads together until the certificate was signed. At the wedding he told my dad, I'll provide every necessary support. I told his parents, I'll try not to interfere with his career. For 3 years we've shared the same floor, separate rooms, except for the monthly obligation. Communication has been zero. He's acted like an emotionless business android until last night. Now the machine seems infected with lovesick malware. Next morning at breakfast, the long table might as well be a demilitarized zone. He sits at the far end reading financials. I sit at this end gnashing my teeth over comments, roasting my graphic novel ending. Even my wife's pouty angry face is adorable. She's frowning. Who's the peasant leaving 1-star drivel? Winter is coming for his bank account. I almost snorted milk out my nose. He lifted his gaze. Frosty. Problem? Panic? Did she choke? Do I pat her back? But I can't drop my iceberg CEO persona. He set the report down, plucked a napkin and extended it with elegant detachment. I took it. Emotions entangled. Thanks, dude. If inner monologues were billable you'd already own the planet. I dabbed my mouth. I'm fine. The comments section. He nodded and reopened the report. Comments. Let me see the names. Wait. What's her pen name again? In 3 years I never asked. After breakfast he stood, ready to leave for Caldwell. The driver was already idling downstairs. He adjusted cufflinks and straightened his tie in the foyer. I swallowed my last bite of omelet and, out of 3 years of plastic spouse reflex, lifted my milk glass. Drive safe. He gave a slight chin tick to the mirror. The wife worries about me again. She totally loves me. Why even go to that stupid job? No, gotta earn more money. Buy her every pretty pajama brand in existence. This time I couldn't hold it. Milk shot straight out. His hands paused on the tie. Puzzled. What? Spoiled milk. You okay? He asked. Wrong pipe. I waved. He didn't press. Face arctic. Heart singing. He exited. Door shut. I speed dialed Chloe. Yo. Massive scoop. I think I can hear Adrian's thoughts. Several beats of silence. Babe, have deadlines fried your brain? That guy's head is nothing but spreadsheets and acquisitions. You think he's daydreaming about you? I stared at the closed door. Grave. He's thinking about me non-stop. And it's torrential. Chloe, English, please. Me, he's a closet lovesick puppy, just got unlocked. Chloe, call ended. I decided to raid Caldwell and see if the virus persists at work. I stormed to his office door. The secretary smiled. Corporate Adrian. He's on an important call. Should I announce you? Announce nothing. Let my wife in. What call beats looking at my wife? Me, no need. I already have the urgent memo. I waved and barged in. He was icily declaring into the phone, that margin is unacceptable. Drop the price or find another vendor. Spotting me, he said, we'll revisit, and hung up. Need something? He asked. All business. She's checking on me. She totally cares. My hair, tie straight. I dropped onto the couch. Passing by. Wi-Fi's out on my phone. Mind if I leech? Is my company bankrupt? My wife can't afford data. Top her up with a terabyte immediately. He hesitated. Passwords 88s. Me. So magnificently simple. Dinner at home tonight? I asked. Connecting. He lifted a file. Faux thinking. Might have a dinner meeting. Psych. No meeting. See through me. Tell me to come home. I nodded. Cool. I'm hot potting with friends. The file in his hand drooped. Hot pot. Guys or girls? How many? Where? When's she back? Split or spicy broth? He set the file down. Tone chili. Easy on the chili. It messes with your stomach. No. Rewind. What I meant was take me with you. Got it. I bit back laughter and reached for the door. Fingers on the knob. I paused and glanced back. Sure enough, he was staring like an abandoned lab. Actually, I blinked. I'll cancel hot pot. King's simmering soup tonight. Eat together? Big bang. Wife asked me to dinner. Fine. He gave a reluctant nod. I'll have the car ready. Evening. Dining room silence intact. Only clink of porcelain. My wife looks so cute sipping soup. Hairs falling forward. Want to tuck it back. But would that be too forward? I wanted to crack up. Instead, I lifted my bowl. His chopsticks hovered over the braised short ribs. Detoured. And landed the piece in my bowl. Me? Question mark. She seems to like this. But is it too obvious? Is she going to figure it out? And if she does, what then? Eat more, he said, face stony. I stared at the slab of braised short ribs he dropped in my bowl, then at the tips of his ears, which were blushing scarlet. Suddenly this living iceberg looked sort of cute. Thanks, I said. She thanked me. That rib is a hero. I'm telling King to make ribs every single day this week. Me? After my shower I curled up on the living room sofa. Laptop balanced on my knees. Racing a deadline. The Wi-Fi went psycho. On. Off. On. Slower than a 1998 dial-up. I rebooted the router twice and still wanted to hurl it out the window. Adrian padded out of his home office for water, wearing the famous midnight blue Italian, hair half dry and oddly soft-looking. Spotting me baring my teeth at the router, he asked, voice flat. Problem? Even her frown is adorable. Looks like she's stuck. Time for husband to the rescue. Wi-Fi's toast, I muttered, stabbing the reset button. I can't upload. And Maggie's hunting me in real time. He set the glass down and walked over. Yes. Spotlight moment. Let me fix it, even though my entire toolkit is turn it off and on again. I watched him inspect the blinking box like a cardiac surgeon, then pull out his phone. I'll have my secretary light a fire under the provider. Tech'll be here tonight. Perfect. Action hero energy. Zero chance of exposing my one and only move. Sure, I said, snapping the laptop shut. Deadline officially postponed. Silence. He lingered. Now what? Offer warm milk. Ask how the chapter's going. How does a glacial CEO care without sounding like a PSA? If it's urgent, he said, measuring every word, my office line is dedicated fiber. Should still be live. Boom. Flawless invite. please say yes. I glanced up. His expression was CEO level serious. Oh, cool, thanks. I tucked the laptop under my arm. Appreciate it. I followed him in. The room was huge, all steel and gray, like its owner. He pointed to a side desk. Set up there. Then he sank behind the monolith he called a desk and flipped open a folder. She's breathing my air. Best day ever. The fiber was lightning. The file whooshed off to Maggie in seconds. Already. No, stay. Think of something. Brain. Anything. I closed the lid and stood to leave when he spoke. Eyes still on his papers. Ultra casual. How's the graphic novel going? Asked it. Did it sound natural? I raised a brow. Okay. Readers keep yelling for faster updates. He gave a solemn nod. I see. Faster updates? Got it. Creating 800 alt accounts to spam. Take your time. Author name. Health first. Efficiency matters, he stated. Face unreadable. Looking at him working that hard to stay cool. I almost burst out laughing. Got it. Thanks for the fiber. Night. She said good night. I'm dreaming of fireworks tonight. Night. He sounded steady as bedrock. I stepped into the hallway, shut the door, and finally let the laugh roll. I woke up late, shuffled downstairs in slippers. Adrian was still here, parked at the table, flipping through Fortune, upside down. Slippers. Pad. Kitten paws. Too cute. I yawned. Morning. He snapped the magazine right side up. All business. Morning. Bedhead. Sleepy eyes. Want to touch. Must not scare her. Hold the line. Iceman. King served breakfast. Pan-fried dumplings and soy milk for me. Black coffee and whole wheat toast for him. He glanced at my plate. Those dumplings look like happiness. My toast is basically cardboard, but CEOs suffer in silence. I lifted a dumpling with an extra loud crunch. His apple bobbed. Can't hold out. He set the paper down, grave as a judge. Those dumplings. Yeah. Are calorie bombs. He chugged the bitter coffee like medicine. What did I just say? I meant share one, please. Mouth. You traitor. I nearly snorted soy milk. Really? Worth every calorie. She thinks I'm a preaching robot. Abort. Face expressionless. He rose. Off to Caldwell. Exit stride. 5% panic. Chloe dragged me shopping, shoving a daffodil yellow sundress at me. Try it. Lethal weapon. We've been married 3 years. I reminded her. Plastic marriage equals single. Go. I stepped out of the fitting room. She squealed. Pure youth goddess. He'll lose it. Looking in the mirror. I agreed. Pretty killer. Why is she still inside? Wrong size. Should I charge in? I spun around. Adrian stood nearby, coffee in hand, fake studying a button-down while his eyes flicked my way. Sun yellow. Tiny flowers. She's a walking sunrise. Must buy entire store now. I strolled over and twirled. Fancy seeing you. Taylor. Verdict? His gaze swept top to toe. Brows slightly creased. Can't breathe. Heart. What's that hammering? Look away. Idiot. Too loud, he said coolly. Doesn't suit you. Suit. It was made for her. Swipe card. Husband. Chloe rolled her eyes behind him. He's blind. I smiled at the clerk. We'll take it. Card already out. He paid in one fluid swipe. Yes. She listened. She's wearing my pick. Victory. Wait. She ignored my advice, but still bought it. Still victory. Back home. On a whim. I slipped into the dress and patted around the living room. He walked in from the garden. Froze. She wore it. For me. Be cool. Don't combust. Phone clutched like a life raft. Ears glowing red. He croaked. Not asleep yet? Air drying, I said, shaking damp hair. Hair flip. Scent of citrus and trouble. Need that shampoo intel. He poured water at the bar but didn't leave. Wrestling invisible demons. That dress. He blurted. It's acceptable. He spun and power walked toward the stairs, almost tripping. Compliment delivered. Casual enough. Please don't think I'm sleazy. I collapsed on the sofa, laughing until I hiccuped. Weekend family dinner. Both grandfathers present. Grandpa beamed at us, getting along splendidly. My grandpa nodded. Adrian actually looks human lately. Back ramrod straight. Adrian dropped a scallop on my plate. Eat more. Displaying A+ husband skills. Nailed it. Thank you. I chimed. All smiles. Grandpa pushed harder. So, when do we get great grandkids? We're still mobile enough for babysitting. Dead silence. Kids. Mini Serena. Mini Adrian. Tiny feet. Focus. Man. Wrong timeline. Caldwell's newest project is intense. Adrian answered smoothly, ladling me white pepper pork lung soup. No rush. I'm rushing inside, but respect her pace. Best husband ever. Check. I sipped soup and brushed his ankle under the table. He went bored stiff. Was that a signal? Consent. Accident. Don't move until further notice. The meal lasted forever. My calf cramped from holding contact, keeping his inner monkey contained. Driving home. Eyes on the road. Profile carved from marble eyes like hers. Nose like mine. No. Reverse. Need list of names. Top 100 at least. I sighed theatrically. Both grandpas are hardcore 4 on the baby schedule. Knuckles whitened on the wheel. She sighed. She's stressed. Abort mission. Protect wife at all costs. He spoke evenly. Ignore them. Let things happen naturally. Serena. Daddy will wait for you. I swear. I nodded. Makes sense. A moment later I pretended to be casual. If we ever had a kid, it'd probably take after you. Icy steel temperament. He stomped the brake, then steadied the wheel. She said a mini-me. She's dreamed it. She's willing. Tiny Serena 2.0 is possible. Could be. His mouth flicked upward a millisecond, then flattened. Stay buckled. The streetlights strobed over the flush creeping up his neck and ears. TSK. Total lovesick puppy. And so easily played. Back home he peeled off his shirt and asked, "Tomorrow night there's a corporate dinner. I need a +1. Please 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 say yes. Otherwise I'm stuck making small talk with that bald fossil Lewis all night." I dropped my purse on the couch. Sure. He froze mid-step, then recovered. "I'll have dresses sent." She said yes. She must love me. Text the atelier. Rush every new season piece over. They'll arrive by breakfast so you can choose. His tone stayed flat. I flopped onto the sofa and popped a prune into my mouth. He stared, laser-focused. "Are prunes sweet?" "I want one." "No. I want one fed by my wife." His gaze made my skin crawl. I hesitated, then held one out. "Want a taste?" He blinked. "Wife's feeding me? Don't care if it's indirect kiss." He bent, all dignity, and took the prune from my fingers. My skin brushed his lips. "Soft. Not bad," he judged. "Ears scarlet. Sweetest thing in the universe. Switching to this brand forever." Next morning, a rail of haute couture gowns paraded in. Black, white, pink, blue, yellow, red, eye-searing sparkle. I picked a low-key black sundress. At the banquet, I curled my hand around his arm, playing the affectionate spouse. Smile, nod, chit-chat, while he closed deals. I concentrated on petit fours. Wife nibbling cake, adorable, like a hamster. Why is Holt ogling her? Want me to gouge his eyeballs? He discussed 9-figure projects while inching sideways, shielding me from Holt's line of sight. Perfect block. I'm a genius. I ducked my head, shoulders shaking. He tensed. Cake bad. Shield too thin. He leaned in. Tired? I rose on tiptoe and whispered, "You looked like a guard dog with a bone." He went rigid. "She called me a dog? What breed?" "Husky." "No. Too goofy." "Golden retriever. Warm. Handsome." "Approved." "Ridiculous," he muttered, mouth curling. "Adrian." A CEO surnamed Lee appeared with his wife. The woman scanned me, smile thick as drywall. "So this is Taylor. Heard you seldom come out. Busy being a housewife?" "House what?" "My wife's a graphic novel genius." "Peasants." Adrian's face chilled. Before he could detonate, I answered sweetly, "Not exactly. I'm usually drawing graphic novels, entertaining the public." She squealed. "Graphic novels, like picture books for kids. How charming." Lee laughed. "Right. My wife just buys bags, so vulgar. Bags. With her taste she grabs A-grade knockoffs. Trash my wife. Die." Adrian's glare could drill steel. I tightened my grip on his arm. "Bags are useful. I could. Unlike some people, empty heads, full of poison. Isn't that tackier, darling?" Adrian nodded in lockstep. Indeed. Lee's discernment is special. He eyed the woman's purse, particularly in authentication. Lee's grin collapsed. His wife paled. The Himalayan Birkin on her arm was fake. Wife's clapback is music. Let me add bass. Adrian speed dialed. Pause the environmental project with Lee Corporation audit first. Lee stammered, sweat beading. "Adrian." "Surely." Adrian pocketed the phone. Hand on my waist. "One of my wife's panels costs more than your wife's outfit. As for partnership, lack of taste and respect equals questionable competence. Excuse us." He steered me away. "Defense successful? Doubling project team bonuses." I leaned in. "Boss move." "Adrian." He lifted his chin. "Basic ops." In the car he was quiet. Lee deal was solid. But so what? Nobody insults my wife. Loss hurts. But her smile. Dollar dollar dollar. I dozed against the window. She asleep. Lashes like mini fans. He inched the AC warmer. Performer of the day deserves covert handhold. His knuckles brushed mine. Hooked softly. Contact achieved. HR 180. She didn't flinch at victory. I played dead and laced our fingers outright. He stopped breathing. Straight interlock. She initiated. Life complete. He stayed frozen. Sweating buckets. Adorable rookie titan. Next morning my phone exploded. "Maggie, babe, you're viral. Some god dropped $1 million tip and bought every homepage ad. Serena, hidden gem of graphic novels. I opened the app. Splash screen, my male lead. Tagline, 1 in a million masterpiece, skip it and lose $1 billion. Top tipper, alt account at Jinsey. No mystery who the venture capital fool was. He jogged in, sweat sheened, breathing hard. She up. Did she like the surprise? Praise me. Morning. He sipped water calmly. I flashed the screen. Explain hidden gem. Adrian? He choked, coughing, busted, but she's still a gem. He wiped his mouth. Marketing. High growth asset. I raised a brow. Return rate? He met my eyes. Priceless. Decent. He muttered. Ears red. I stepped closer. Big gamble. Adrian, aren't you afraid it tanks? He toweled off. Faux cool. Risk is manageable. Foolproof bet. Best asset on earth. Oh, how long are you holding? He stiffened. Adam's apple bobbing. Forever. Same grave blanket. Depends on performance. He croaked. I fought a grin. Hope you stay long. No sudden sell-off. Never. Locked and key melted. He nodded. Mouth twitching. Shower time. He almost tripped on the rug. Post-shower. Pristine suit. Iceberg mask restored. Over breakfast he slid a velvet box. Sponsor gift. Inside, a diamond bracelet. Inner plate engraved SMX. Thoughtful sponsor, I teased. He paused mid-sip. Remembered the engraving, it's nice. Service standards, he deadpanned. Clasp me? He fumbled. Pulse racing. Skin, so smooth. Heart red zone. It took 3 tries. Thank the sponsor, I sang, wiggling my wrist. Thank me. Minutes after he left. Maggie buzzed again. A girl. Your sugar daddy fan is roasting trolls in the comments. So fierce. I clicked it open. Sure enough, one reader had commented, it's just okay. Art. Way overhyped. Usergency replied, what do you even know? This is art. If you don't get it, don't blabber. Teacher Serena is #1 under heaven. Me. The fanboy stench slapped me in the face. I couldn't even look. That night Adrian came home. I was draped on the sofa, swinging the diamond bracelet. President Joe. Is Caldwell moonlighting as an internet army farm now? His fingers on his tie froze. Masked again. What gave me away this time? What army? His acting keeps improving. I shoved my phone at his face. This ID. Jinsey. Flapping around like a fighting rooster. Protecting world peace? He glanced, and the tips of his ears turned scarlet at broadband speed. I was impulsive, but the guy was wrong. Someone has to defend my wife's honor. The online climate needs cleaning up, he declared. All moral righteousness, all malicious 1-star reviews must be opposed. I nodded. Oh, a civic-minded netizen. Civic-minded husband. He loosened his collar and changed the subject. What would you like tomorrow? I'll have King make it. White pepper pork lung soup. Note to self. Wife loves white pepper pork lung soup. Cook it every day from now on. A few days later I received an invitation to a charity auction. The host was the animal rescue group I'd always loved. I forwarded the EV to Adrian. This looks fun. Let's go. He tapped it open. Wife asked me out. Okay, technically a mass invite, but round that up and it's a date. Cancel everything tomorrow. Half an hour later I was sketching when his secretary called. Ultra careful, a tailor. The president has a critical cross-border meeting scheduled tomorrow. Yet he insists on rescheduling. Do you think? Me, no need to go that far. The next evening we stepped into the Ritz-Carlton. He was in a tux. Devastatingly handsome. Only I knew the torrent running through his brain. Wife in that dress? Total mermaid? Wanna steal her home and lock her up. Who's that guy in the corner eyeing her? I'll check his Caldwell stock ASAP. I pinched his arm hard to keep from laughing. Lot after lot rolled by. I spotted an unusual sapphire pendant necklace. The auctioneer said every dollar would rescue strays. I raised my paddle a few times, but a woman in the opposite corner seemed just as determined. The price climbed past my budget and kept going. I was ready to fold when the iceberg CEO beside me calmly lifted his card. He dropped a number that silenced the room. Me? Dare fight my wife for it? Let me show you what real money looks like. So cringe, and yet so hot. The gavel fell. A sold. Congratulations. Taylor. Every head swiveled. Adrian's expression didn't flicker. He gave a minute nod. Aura maxed. Perfect. She must be dying of how hot I am. He bent to my ear. Warm breath brushing my skin. For you. I stared at that unfair face 2 inches away and felt my heart skip. Thanks, but it's crazy expensive. Not worth mentioning, he said flatly. As long as you like it. If wife likes it, it's priceless. Are her ears red? Cute? Wanna bite them? Afterward we went backstage for paperwork. A staffer beamed as she handed over the necklace. Taylor, all set. You two are such a loving couple. Adrian gave a soft and took the box. Then, like it was the most natural thing in the world. He fastened the necklace around my neck. His cool fingertips grazed my skin and sent a shiver racing. It's on now, she's circled. She's mine. He gazed down, utterly focused. The air turned sticky sweet. I coughed lightly. All right, let's go. Instead of letting go, he tugged me half a step closer. Serena, he murmured. Eyes dark velvet, voice low. Have I been doing well lately? I blinked. Huh, praise me, say yes, then I can move to the next demand. I saw the tiny hope and nervousness in his eyes, and mischief bit me. I rose on tiptoe and breathed against his ear. Adrian, every little thing running through your head, crystal clear to me. His composure imploded for the first time ever. Shock, panic, forced calm, his whole face burned crimson. I have no idea what you mean. He released me, turned, and marched off like a robot. I watched him go and laughed till my sides hurt. Teasing hubby is way too fun. After that night, an unspoken understanding brewed. The monthly duty date was still a few days off, but I could feel the undercurrents. He came home earlier and earlier. His gaze lingered on me longer and longer. Wife's loungewear neckline is a bit loose today. She bent to pick up a pencil. Gonna get a nosebleed? Her lips look soft. Want a kiss? His inner monologue kept upgrading to uncensored. I pretended not to notice while my own heart drummed. On the last night of the month, I came out of the shower, but didn't head straight to my room. I poured a glass of water and sipped it lazily against the kitchen island. He was coming down from his home office. The moment he saw me, he froze. I wore a lace cami nightie that ended mid-thigh. Commando. His apple bobbed violently. Still up, thirsty. I swirled the glass, eyes roaming over him. He wore the Italian set. Collar open, collarbones sharp enough to cut glass. The air turned thick enough to spoon. He closed the distance. Step after predatory step. Right in front of me, he took the glass and set it down. Just water? His baritone scraped bottom. Want you? Say you want me too. My pulse slammed. I hooked a finger through the belt loop of his pajama bottoms. A switch flipped. He sucked in a breath, then clamped a hand on the small of my back and yanked me flush against him. Hard meets soft. No gaps. His burning lips grazed my ear. No procedure tonight. He scooped me up and carried me upstairs. Fast and sure. I landed on the plush mattress. He followed. Heat and weight caging me. Lights off. He hovered. Voice ragged. I want them on. Want to watch you. All of you. Leave them. My own voice trembled. But I met the challenge. He chuckled darkly and kissed me. Deep, scorching, mouth roaming down my throat, my chest, each press scalded and wet. Cool air raised goosebumps. His searing palms smoothed them away. Adrian. His name spilled broken from me. I've got you. He answered between deeper kisses, fingers turning rougher. She's sweet, every inch, mine. He shrugged off his top. Muscle shifted under golden light. For the first time I saw the raw tide in his eyes, and my own dazed reflection writing it. No silence, no mechanical motions. A sting made me flinch. He stilled, sweat beading at his temple. Too much? Can't hold back, but don't want to hurt her. I wrapped my arms around his neck and bit his throat. Don't stop. The last thread of sanity snapped. He drove in, determined to make up for 3 lost years. Let me hear you. He growled at my ear, breath ragged. I want every sound. Cry and moan tore free. Pleasure shaking the world. After, we were both soaked. Limp, he collapsed, heart hammering against my ribs. Long moments later, he lifted onto an elbow, brushed damp hair from my forehead, gentle, reverent. Die tomorrow. Still worth it. He kissed me, soft as silk. Sleep here tonight. I managed to hum, too spent to move. He tucked me tight into his arms. From tomorrow. Separate rooms are history. I mumbled, already sinking into him, into sleep. To hell with our old, polite as ice. This is perfect.